gonna be part 4 to what if Naruto and Garra were cousins. So in the last video, we pretty much had them training, finished off the tuning exams, did other things like that, you feel me? So we about to ease into this one. We just gonna have a laid back Hokage summit. So Naruto, Garra, and Sasuke are all gonna be Tsunade guards, you feel me? So then Obito gonna come. Naruto and Sasuke gonna Naruto gonna say Uzumaki style Raging Whirlpool dance, and Sasuke gonna say Uchiha style Halo dance, and then they both gonna cut Obito head off. Naruto gonna really rip out that nigga Obito eye, and then he gonna say I have something special to do with this, cause the nigga not gonna have no time to come with, cause they feel his presence coming. But there still is gonna be a war. And then they pretty much went inside that nigga body and dissected him and found out where Madara at. So they went and they cut the tubes that Madara was on to keep him alive. And then they cut that nigga Madara head off just to make sure. So that's gonna be clean. But there's still gonna be a way that Kaguya survives. But hold up, just wait. We're gonna find out. Hold up. So they're going to have a long time. They're going to have a couple years, you feel me? So we're going to skip 2 years of Naruto and them just having some light training and stuff. Just keeping in shape. And then, this what happened. They asked Ino, Sakura, and Hinata would they marry them. And all 3 of them had a marriage together. They had already got married and everything. This was a week later after their marriage. All 3 of them got their own house. But Naruto house in the middle, Garra's on the right, and Sasuke's on the left of Naruto. So, Garra and Hinata go out to check the mail. All 3 of them come outside at the same time to check the mail. They say, hey, bro, how you doing? And they're like, bro, you already know, we just chilling. And then Naruto like, oh, God, leave Flix and chill. No, then the guard was like, nah, bro, you know I like Hulu and chill, bro. Well, Leaful and chill, bro. And the Sasuke like, bro, both y'all niggas tweaking, bro. You know Leaf Beef. You know Leaf Beef is really the thing you at, bro. It even got its own not on Netflix section, bro. And then they were like, Pluto. Cause all of them got Pluto TV. And they got cable and everything. So that's gonna be pretty clean. So that was pretty clean. Okay, we're gonna skip 2 years again. We just had to have that smaller interaction, and then we're gonna see a baby Boruto, Sarada. God damn, what should Garra and Hinata's son name be? No cap, nah. It's gonna be Naruto Jr., Garra Jr., nah, his name gonna be Sahara. Yeah, his name gonna be Sahara. Like the Sahara Desert. So Garra and son name gonna be Sahara. I do wanna make Sasuke and Sakura have a son. Yeah, his name gonna be Sasuke. I was just playing. His name gonna be Tsukumo Uchiha. All of their sons are prodigies. You feel me? All they sons prodigies. This nigga Naruto's son already making seals and junk at 2 years old. Bruh, don't get me started on Garra's son. Garra's son already making sand float and everything, bruh. And Sasuke's son. But don't get me started on him. This nigga sneezed one time. and electrocuted Sasuke. Sasuke was patting his back, trying to burp him, and then he sneezed and electrocuted Sasuke. They came outside to talk about it, and then that's what they pretty much said. And then everybody started laughing. They were like, wow, god dang, our sons are some prodigies, aren't they? And Naruto like, bro, I just want to train them to be like us. And then maybe they can have their own life. Or Orochimaru not gonna have no son. Cause not so they is gonna hear the word. They're gonna see a whole bunch of white Zetsu appear at one place. They're gonna say, "Whoa, why so many Guinea chakra levels popping up at one place?" And then if you don't know, the white Zetsu are only Guinea level. So like 500 probably overpowered a Jonin. Like a Jonin like Naruto. Well, they probably couldn't even overpower them. They probably just start making them sweat. But Naruto says, I'm going to check that out. Naruto put Flying Roger marks on like every land, so he just went to the closest place, which is Land of Waves. And then he looked, and he see Inury in there, bro. He crying. Naruto say, what's wrong? And he said, my grandpa died, and my mom, I'm here by myself. Naruto said, all right, bro, you come back to the leaf with me. He hold Inury, and then he teleport back to the leaf. He said, Hinata, can you like, So Naruto would bring him back. He would say, Hinata, please let me adopt him. And then Hinata would say, well, why Naruto? Naruto would say, well, not Hinata, but he would say, Ino, let me adopt him, please. Ino would say, why? He would say, I saved him a while back, and we actually had a good bond. He doesn't have any family no more. His dad died before we got there. And then now his mom and his granddad died too. And then she would say, I'm sorry for asking, Naruto. He said, I know you're caring, and I know you've never been hurt anyone. And then she said, I'll get on it now. You tell the village that there's a war about to happen. And then she said, war? He said, yes. First tell Sasuke and Garra to come and help me. And this one, Garra way stronger. Like, he on a level, he only a little bit weaker than Sasuke and Naruto. Because Naruto has got KCM 2 and 1. Because he unlocked the thing. Sasuke got his Internal Mangekyo Sharingan. Because he did defeat Itachi. And Garra kind of upgraded Shikaku mode. And Sasuke, when Sasuke got his Internal Mangekyo, he turned on his blue cloak, and they lit. So he said, Sasuke, Garra, you ready? Garra flying away saying, Sasuke right beside Naruto, and Naruto and Sasuke dipping. They jump between trees, and then they see a whole bunch of white Zetsu just keep emerging from this hole. He says, Garra, fill it up with sand. Garra says, okay. He says, sand, compact spiral. And he shoot a giant, like, 90-foot long. He's shooting a 90-foot long spiral, like screw into the hole where the Zetsu coming out of. He said, Sasuke, you got that one? Sasuke said, lightning wave, jutsu. Naruto said, water wave, jutsu. And they combine it, and they just electrocute and killing all the Zetsu that's on top of the ground. Garra says, it can't hold anymore. Naruto says, Sasuke, Garra, pick both of us up with saying, I'm about to use that jutsu I used in the Chunin exams. They said, you wouldn't. Naruto said, you know I'm about to do it. And he said, Seiko Uzumaki technique. Uzumaki. Special gush jutsu. And then all the Zetsu will be pushed down so far they will get crushed. They will be crushed like how you crush a can after you get done with it and you step on top of it. They will be like that compact, and he would say, go ahead, Sasuke. Sasuke would say, Amaterasu, flame control. And he would make it huge. And he would say, go ahead, Garra. Garra said, impenetrable sand. And then like a lid will go over it. And then all the white Zetsu will burn. They just killed all the white Zetsu. Because the fire spread it throughout all the networks where the new Zetsu were forming. Sasuke said, my flames still spreading. And then they said, you check on your flames, Garra, you stay here. And then his flames end up making it to all the Zetsu around the world. Because Those flames are fast and strong. And then he said, Matarasu, he closed his eye and then the flame went away. So, yeah, that's pretty clean. But guess what happened next? Kage come out of nowhere, stab Naruto and Sasuke and kill him. She stabbed Garra and killed Garra. Naruto and Sasuke meet the Sage of Six Paths. He tells them a story and say, what would you want to do? They say, we want to save the world. And then he says, Garra, your friend Garra has, unfortunately, they say, no, not our brother. He says, I'll do everything in my power to bring him back alive, and I'll try to give him more power. And then they would say, thank you, Sage of Six Paths. Naruto would have Sage mode, and Sasuke would have Six Path Rinnegan. They would say, we're going to kill you for what you did to Garra. Garra wakes back up, and Naruto says, Garra, what is that? And Garra said, what do you mean? Garra got a Rinnegan. Sage of Six Paths said, I know I was just supposed to give you two my power, but he's a great person, as I see. And he's strong enough for you to call him your brother. So I will have to give him something too. And then God will say, a mighty push. And he would slam her with it. And then Sasuke would say, a mighty push. This is going to be the only time he ever used any other path except for the teleportation. He going to teleport between him and Kage, and then Naruto going to punch Kage in the face. Sasuke going to have his, what is called? His, limbo, fight her limbo. So, Garra is going to be in this case for what Sakura was. The backup to Naruto and Sasuke. They throwing hands. They boom, boom. Sasuke kick her in the head. Naruto kick her in the stomach. And then Garra punch her in the back, leaving her right there. They all say, Leaf Hurricane. And then all of them spin kick her the same direction. And then Naruto teleports behind her using Flying Rising and punch her in the nose. And then Sasuke switched places with her and then cut off her arm. And then Garra buried her and said, Ultimate Sand Coffin Jutsu. Then he said, Mega Sand Burial, and crushed her again. And then she was beaten up badly. She could not stand it. Naruto said, Garra, it's time. Garra said, okay, Naruto. Garra said, planetary devastation. Sasuke said, I'll help you. Planetary devastation. She said, not today. And she blasted the planetary devastation out, locking Sasuke and Garra in their own planetary devastation, using her Rinne Sharingan. She put Naruto in their genjutsu. Naruto was like, I can't break out. Come on, Kurama. Kurama says, it's the infinite Tsukuyomi, Naruto. It's the strongest genjutsu ever. This is the only one I probably can't break you out of, but I can try. And he says, And then he breaks out. And he says, Sasuke got on Sage mode. This nigga got on Sage mode. Plus his two tails, Fire Cloak. With the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and Six Path Rinnegan. Naruto got KCM 2, plus the Sage mode, and Six Path Sage mode. While Garra got his Sand Defense and the Rinnegan. Garra said, a mighty push. Then Sasuke said, a mighty push. 2.5 seconds later. Then Garra said, a mighty push. 2.5 seconds later. She was like, what? They're continuing back to back. Then Naruto pulled out his Sharingan. He said, he doesn't have the 3 Tomoe anymore. He has Kamui. Like Obito, he Kamui's. I was just playing. He traded Kamui with Kakashi. And Kakashi got the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Naruto fools the market so it can heal, so he won't go blind. He said, like he said, a Kamui like Kakashi, like when you suck things into the realm. He said, Kamui. Because she sent like hundreds of chakra rods at them. He said, Kamui. His eyes started bleeding. He said, I can't really use it anymore, Sasuke. I'm not adept with the Sharingan yet. And then Sasuke said, it's okay, Naruto. And then he says, Amaterasu. Flame control. And then the flames cover her. She was running at Naruto about to hug him so she could kill Naruto. And then Sasuke said, disperse. Then she said, that's what I thought. And she tried to attack Naruto. And Garra said, Mega Shikaku shield. And then she punched Shikaku's shield, bursting it immediately, but Naruto was protected. Naruto said, Uzumaki chakra chain. He wrapped her up. And then he said, Uzumaki style, chain burial. And then he put his chakra chains off her, then chains came out of the ground and wrapped her up, and he buried her in the ground. Garra said, sand burial. Sasuke said, Amaterasu arrow. He shot his Susanoo arrow and hit her with an Amaterasu Susanoo arrow. She said, Naruto said, oh my, what? How is she still withstanding this? By the way, Kakashi is Hokage. And then she would say, I would have beat you. And then that Sharingan started bulging. And then she sent all three of them on a genjutsu. They could not break out of it. Meanwhile, they stuck in the genjutsu being tortured. But meanwhile, all three of their wives came. Because they wives, just because all three of them like high god level right now, they wives still high Kage low god level. Because they strong as freak. Because they actually learned stuff from their husbands. So like, Naruto... And then Hinata said, air palm strike. And then Ino said, shadow snake jutsu. And then Sakura said, cha. The air palm hit Kaguya in the face. Then the shadow snake wrapped her up, and then Sakura punched her in her Rinne Sharingan, blocking the genjutsu. Naruto said, how do we get out? And then they see their wives. They say, why aren't you there with the boys? And then they say, we had to come and help. The boys are with Kakashi. They say, what, you thought we were just going to leave them home? Come on now. And then they said, no, never. And then they said, yeah, right. And then they said, thanks for getting us out. And then Hinata said, Garra, what is that in your eye? He said, it's the Rinnegan. All three of us kind of died. And then we got brought back by the 76 pals. And then all three of them slapped the boys. They said, why would you ever do that to us? What if you never would have came back? They said, we tried to protect you. They said, don't ever do that again. Naruto said, oh, okay, I have 6 pounds Sage Mode now. Plus my Toad Sage Mode and my Kurama Chakra Cloak. I'm the fastest man ever. And then Sasuke says, come on now, Sakura. You know I have my Fire Cloak, my Dragon Sage Mode, my Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and he gave me a 6 paths Rinnegan. And then all three of their wives like, he gave you powers, and then they were like, of course. He gave each one of us power. He gave Sasuke the 6 power Rinnegan. He gave Garra the regular Rinnegan, so Garra can use all the regular Rinnegan things. Sasuke can teleport and use Almighty Push. Well, Almighty Push sometimes in Planetary Devastation. And then what they say, what do you have, Naruto? Oh, well, I have a Sage Mode, a new one that is like the strongest Sage Mode ever, like stronger than the first Hokage Sage Mode and Jiraiya Sage Mode put together times 3. And then they were like, wow. And he was throwing hands, and then they were like, we'll fight by your side. We saw him trying to keep you in the house while we did all the work. And then they said, thank you. And then they wives got into a fighting stance. They were like, oh, what's up? Sakura jumped up. And she was about to come down to punch Kage. But Hinata jumped up and was trying to hit Kage in the stomach. And then Ino wrapped another snake, shadow snake jutsu around him. They said, now. Hinata hit her chakra point in her central chakra point, knocking half of her chakra all the way out of her. Then Sakura punched her in the head, leaving her immobilized. Naruto said, wind stream cutter. Sasuke said, lightning stream cutter. And then Garra said, Sandstream cutter, and they all cut her up. But it turned out she survived because her Otsutsuki healing. And then she came back and she said, I'm going to kill all of you. Naruto said, Sasuke, what if we... He sent the Shadow Clone the guard and Sasuke, and then he told them a plan. Then they said, what if we ripped her eyes out? Then she couldn't use the Byakugan anymore. Ordering a Sharingan. And then Sasuke said, genius. Then she shot a chakra rod out of her hand. Sasuke teleported to switch places with the chakra rod, and he ripped out her Sharingan and crushed it. She said, she grabbed her forehead. Naruto and Garra both ripped out her Byakugan. And then they said, Hyuga, this rightfully belongs to the Hyuga clan. And then Hinata said, thank you. And then Garra said, I'm going to keep one for my son, though. And Hinata said, sure. But then Hinata said, he has it. And he said, oh. And then he said, do you still have the Sharingan for my son? Ino, and then Ino said, yeah, Naruto, I still have your other Sharingan. And he said, okay. And he burst the Raiden Sharingan and said, we don't need this. And then Kaguya she couldn't do anything. So Black Zetsu tried to come out. Naruto said, I knew it. Garra said, planetary devastation. And then he said, sand tunnel. And then it was lava. He opened the earth to the point where you could see lava. And then he put it down there. He said Mega Sand Burial. And he circled his sand around the rock. So Black Zetsu will be locked down there forever. And he closed it back up. And they said, now it's time. He said, Garra and Sasuke work together. They said, planetary devastation together. They said, planetary devastation. And then they locked Kaguya into the new moon. And then they said, that sure did. That sure was a lot. And then Garra's like, you know what, bro? Let's get back home. Let's skip 6 years to where all the kids ate. Naruto's son already has a 3 Tomoe Sharingan, the one that Naruto had before he got the Kamui Sharingan from Obito. The other eye that Kakashi didn't get. He switched eyes with Kakashi. So yeah. He got the eye from Obito and he switched it with Kakashi. So Kakashi had a Kamui where you can teleport, and Naruto has the regular Kamui. The one that you can suck in like different things to the dimension. Garra's son is great at the gentle fist, and he can use his sand to help him with his defense while he's attacking. And Garra says he's gonna be a great taijutsu, isn't he? And then Hinata said, we'll have to see. And then they kissed. And then Naruto said, bro, my son is ridiculous. He got the Sharingan activated. And then Naruto said, how you learn how to activate the Sharingan? Ino said, probably seen you do it. And Naruto said, yeah. And then his son started putting the cell on the floor. Then Naruto stepped up. His son said, goo goo gaga. His son said, Dad, you're in my cell. Because all their kids 8 years old. And then Naruto said, what, little nigga? He couldn't even move. He said, you really put a restriction, said, take it off. And he said, yes, sir. Sasuke's son jumped up in the air with both of his 2 Tomoe Sharingan in each eye. And he said, Fireball Jutsu. And then he burnt Sasuke. Sasuke said, boy, go and sit down. And then they said, you 3 gonna play. Don't be using no jutsu now. And put all your Kekkei Genkai away. No Sharingan, no Byakugan, and no chakra chains. Definitely no chakra chains. And his son said, okay, Dad. And then Garra's son said, don't you dare play with that sand, because that sand can be dangerous if you don't know how to control it. And his son said, yes, sir. They going to swing. All their sons playing. And then Garra's son accidentally pushes up some sand. It's about to fall on them. It created like needles. And then it was coming down. His son was putting his hand up and down. And then he pushed his hand down, the needles were coming down. Garra said, Shan shield. Naruto teleported using flying rods and got his son. And then Sasuke switched places with his son and put up his cloak to hold himself. And then Garra said, didn't I tell you sand was dangerous? He said, I'm sorry, Dad. He said, I'm going to have to teach you how to control your sand, okay? And he said, oh, yes, sir. So as you can see, they living a pretty good life, bro. That's pretty much going to be it for this What If, you dig? This What If was pretty clean. Mean green and it's clean. I'll catch you in the next video. I'm talking about. I know these videos uneven, but bro, like our video, bro, I had to do it like that. So kind of sorry for what I did, but I had to do it. You feel me? Oh, that's some other things I need to clear up. If you're confused about anything, if y'all confused about anything, it's confusing for a reason, I guess. I try to play out as good as I can, and please nobody tell me that the timeline messed up. I made the timeline into the way I wanted it. I want them to have a kid, get along better, and all that, because I already said there ain't no Madara or no Obito, so there ain't no vessel for Kaguya. And since there's not no vessel for Kaguya, they had to use different means to resurrect her. So that's why. And they destroyed all the white Zetsu, so there's no Zetsu to attack. So that was why. But that's pretty much it. Anyway, Clay, I was just playing. Your new Kage, Quay the Sage Kage. I'll be back with another video. Maybe tomorrow, maybe today. Cause he the Sage Kage. The Quay is the new Sage Kage. He'll bring you another vid. I was just playing. But Quay the Sage Kage, I'll be back with another video. Let's get pumped for the next series. Let's get it.